Okay. So in last class, we were checking the multiple example how we are going to create the class. What could be the different way that we can call the functions, how we can create the object of a particular class, what could be the parameters, how we can initialize the basic syntax for the constructor like this one, right? And we have seen how it is working when we are calling this, right?
Yes.
So did you try any example whether it was working fine for you?
Yeah, I tried one example actually.
Yeah,
Did
is
not
it
like
working?
defining class. Yeah.
Okay. So now this we have seen how we can create the object of the class, how we can pass the argument to the class while creating of the object. We have seen this constructor initialization, right? And based on that constructor, what are the input parameters we are going to give? The same, it, it should give the output. And I have given this task to you, right? To check what actually it is printing, how we can call constructor class method itself without creating any object, right?
Yeah.
And I told you to run into your machine. I hope you run it. If you not, I will run now and you just check what could be the output. What is the output it is saying?
There's an error.
It is showing error. What error it is? It is saying line number 8 as the error, right? Why?
Like
Because we are
uh,
calling this class method directly, okay, and here we didn't give any error, right? So if you see the error, what it is saying, attribute error, tuple object has no attribute color. Got it? Here this error, is it you can understand it what actually it is saying, right?
yeah.
It is talking that particular tuple and which does not have any attribute color. So why it is not coming to you? That is the task, and I think you didn't check it, right? So again, I will left to you only. It's hardly only the syntax mistakes over here. How we are going to solve?
Yeah.
This
I
is
think
you tried it.
yeah,
Okay,
we should close them in the curly braces, right?
which one?
I think we should end up in curly braces over here too.
Okay, try it.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the basic syntax. So as we talked, right? The
Yeah.
class could be have multiple features within itself, and there may be multiple way how we are defining the different n number of the functions inside that class, right? So these are the
Yeah.
some of the few more classes which we will discuss. So if you look at this another fruit class, the same fruit class which was present earlier, the same it has got little bit modified over here. First thing I modified over here with the constructor. Okay. So what this is doing, it is simply taking the two argument as like the previous example itself, the color and shape, that while creating the fruit object, you need to pass these two. Okay. So you can see here line number 12, if you see this one, it is we are creating an object that is known as orange, and this orange is basically the object of the fruit class with the two different argument. So first one is the color and second one is the shape. What could be the shape? Okay, so before proceeding further, what it is doing, we are simply printing the size. So in this, if you look over here, the line number 12 now, it is showing the fruit dot size. This size is nothing but it is one of the property which is available into this class. This is the direct value, right? So if you call fruit dot size, it will give you this value only. It is not going to print 6, 7, 8 like that, right? compared to the previous example. What we are doing? We are simply declaring one variable inside that with the name size, and we have directly given the small as the value to that size, right? So if we call directly fruit dot size, it will always print small. Got it? This I have written over here to demonstrate that if not only the method, these are the methods. So if not only the method, we can call the some of the property also. What the property we want to call from the class, like this we can write, and how this can be called. So for calling this property, we did not need to create any object for that. Directly we can call that. That is the first intention over here, and the same it has been done into the line number 12. Okay, so if I will run this program, what could be the possible output for this line number 12 according to you?
We're gonna get the small and fruit name.
Oh no, output for the line number 12 only. So
Line
we are
number
simply, yeah, line number 12.
Just fruit and size.
Fruit dot size means it will come to this one, and the output should be small, right?
Yes.
Because small is the value, so it will print that one. Second,
Yep.
if you see here, orange is an object of the fruit class with the two parameters, orange as the color and round as the shape. So whenever you are creating this object, these two values will be assigned over here, and if while running, means if you call this salutations method, right, by an object of this class, orange dot salutations, it should print these two values, orange and round, right?
Yeah.
So then this is clear. Now next line, what I am doing, I am creating one printf method which is having the parameter orange dot size. So we have seen that fruit dot size, and it was printing a small, right? Because this size is present inside fruit, so it can be easily able to catch up the things, right? Now,
Yeah.
what will be output if I am going to call orange dot size? Whether it will print you the same value like fruit dot size, or it will give some error, or but what are the things that can be present in the content of orange dot size? So we will discuss after running this example, and see here, if it is orange is created in line number 13, right? Orange object is created, and in line number 14 you are seeing that orange dot size, it is not giving you any kind of the error to you, right? So there is a chances that it can give you the exceptions while running this one, but while writing this code it is not giving you any kind of error. Okay, so till now we will consider that this is fine, right? Now in the next immediate line, print and orange, right? Line number 15. So here what we are doing, we are simply printing the orange, right? We are not printing the content of the orange. Got the point? We are simply printing the orange itself. So if you are writing the orange inside the print, what it will do, it will give you the address location of that orange, right? Whether that orange is created or not, like that, right?
Yeah.
Then we are deleting that orange now. So after checking the size, we are deleting now, and then we will try to print it. What could be the possible? If orange is deleted in this line number 16, that object itself is getting deleted, okay, in line number 16, then in line number 17, it should not give you any kind of output, right? Because it is deleted. Got it?
Yeah.
So we'll run it and we'll cross verify the output from the line number 12 to line number 17. It is having some error, some output that we will see now. So first of all, it has given us the error only. What is the error it is saying? It is saying name error. Name orange is not defined. And where it is saying? It is saying in the line number 17, last, right? Why it is saying the name itself is not available? Why? Because previous to this line only we have deleted that orange.
Yeah.
Got it? So when your compiler is reaching to your line number 17, it is not getting that orange because that is not available to this class now. That is why it is giving you the orange is not defined. If you look at the different output over here, so it has given the small, it has also again given the small, and it has given the sum of the value. So all these are executing correctly and giving you the output according to your code. Let me explain this one. You can further, the code is correct, output is also correct, but you can further format it. How you will format this one? So suppose here you have executed this line print fruit dot size, right? And it is giving you the value as small, you can see over here, but you are not aware from which line this is the output. Got my point? You are not knowing, right? Because you are getting the small one time, second time also a small. So from which line which output is coming, you are not aware. So these two a small output is coming from first one, this one, print fruit dot size, it is calling, right? Second time here, if you see orange dot size, it is going to give you the output small again. Why? Because orange is an instance of the fruit class itself. So whatever the content which is present in the fruit, that will be always present inside the object orange, right? So if fruit is printing the size small, orange will also print the size small, right? So what you can do for your modification, what you can do, you can write some comment over here, right? So you can easily understand from which output this is coming. So see here, fruit size, and it is printing small. It means this line is successfully executing, right?
Yeah.
Now the same thing you can write over here. Orange size. It's not orange size, but it is having one property name as size, which is getting called, right? So let's rerun this one, and you can see it has got some error. What is the error? Not error. See, output sometimes it will give you this output first and error last, something like that. So doesn't worry on that part, right? Because it is dynamically programmed, it can give you output, but sequence is not mandatory, right? Just now we have seen that these errors was coming before and then this output was coming, right?
Yeah.
So now we can see you can be able to access any of the member of a class if like here multiple members is defined, size, a small, big, something like that. So that that property or the member you can directly access through the class also or through the object also, right? Both, by both way you can be able to access it. Got it? But the content which is present into the class, the same thing which will be always present inside the object also. Why? Because object is a part of the class only. It is an instance of the class itself. Got it? So up to this, you don't have any doubt, right?
No.
No. We will talk on this line number 13 later on. Okay. Now what we are doing over here, we are printing the object. We are printing only the object, right?
Yes.
Printing of object only means we have created an object orange and we are printing only object, not the content of the object. Got it? Or not the means by this object we are not calling any of the method, right? We are simply creating and we are printing it, right? Because of that, you can see line number 16, it will give you the output over here like this one. So let me explain you what actually this is. It is saying that in the main method of your Python, right? That is the main method. And if you see before main method, doubles underscore is there, right? So whatever the method which is already existing in the Python, like main method or this init method, so these are the pre-built method inside the Python. That will be always started with the double underscore and end with double underscore. Okay. Okay. So what it is saying, from the main method of what, for the fruit class, an object is created, and this is the memory location of that particular object. In my computer, in whole memory, there will be some locations which will be identified by this number. Okay, and this is the location where that particular object has been created into the memory. Got it? Because of that one only, it is saying, giving you the object details. Orange is an object and it is printing you the details of that object. Means it is present in the main method fruit class, and it is the object and which is present at this particular location. Got it?
Yeah.
And after, when you are printing, after that immediately you are deleting this one, deleting the object, right? So
Yeah.
from this location, whatever the highlighted over here, from this location, that object is getting deleted. Now if you try to print again that location details of that object, because of that it is not able to identify that whether that orange is present or not, and it is saying name error because that orange name itself is got deleted, right? You can see the
Yeah.
error print orange, and it is saying that it is got deleted. Because of that, there is no any object with this name orange. Orange is not defined, and it is the name error, right? Now here, before deleting, because we have set some of the property of that orange, this one, and when you call this, when you create this orange object of this fruit class with the two parameters, two arguments, right? It will come to this one, and the two arguments will be initialized with these two properties, right? So color will be replaced by orange and shape will be replaced by round. The same thing, you have defined one method to print the value, right? But why we are not getting this output? Because we didn't call that method itself. Nowhere we call this salutation method, right?
Yeah.
So you can call orange before deleting, you can call this. So this is the method call. Now if you run, we need to see the output. This method is get salutation is get called from this line, and it will directly jump whenever this line is getting executed 17. It will search for the salutation type name in your class, and it will go over here and it will see there are some printf statement which is printing the existing. Self means current value, okay, current value of that one. So current dot color, whatever the color you have passed, it will print. Whatever the size you have printed over there, that it will print. The same thing. Now this orange is deleted. What you can do now, you can create again one more object, right? And see, and this object will have some name, no color will be red, okay, and second parameter is the shape. So shape like around only we can give, okay, and it is a string, so we need to give into the double quote. So now you can see apple is created, but it will not print anything. Why? Because we need to call through Apple whatever the property, it has a red color and round shape, that we need to call some method. Based on that only it is going to print the output for the same.
Yeah.
Did we get any output?
Going on enter line number 19.
Line number 19, that is the after deletion error. We need not to focus on that one. Here it is not giving you the output. Why?
We haven't given a print.
Let's check it out. Let me know.
They didn't give in the print statement. So
Because you have created the object and you are calling that method also, right?
yeah.
Why it is not giving you the output? There may be question, there may be some mistakes, or there may be something. So you don't know exact thing, right? So what you can do, you can try to place somewhere else also, because orange output is anyhow coming, right?
Yeah.
So what you can do, you can try to put over here, just see, cross verify, because if this is executing and this line orange is also executing, it means in between these two will also execute, right?
Yeah.
But it's not the answer, but what you have to do, you have to check it. Now it is working fine, right?
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes the computer is, after this deletion and other things, it is not able to detect that particular line, right? So because of that, it will happen. There is no guarantee in the sequence of the output. Now you can see it is executed, because everything, whatever it is required for this one, it is correct. You have not done any mistakes, right?
Yeah.
So this is one of the example, and this example was simply to demonstrate that whether any particular data, this is the one of the data, right? So that data will be called, how it is getting called, whether it can be called through class name itself or through the object itself. There is two possibility, right? Through class also it is getting called, and through object also it is getting called. So that's what we have seen in our previous. What we were checking, we were checking whether the method will be called by the class or whether it will be called by object. Object is running fine, but why it is not running? Because here we are checking how we are going to call the methods, right? Method can be also called with the class name or by the object name, right? In this example 4, we are not bothering about the method, we are bothering about this data field, right? Size. So both, by both we are able to call it. This one again you didn't try, you need to run it and you need to cross verify, because, right, if you are not able to do it, I'll tell you tomorrow, but try yourself first.
Yeah.
So this example to demonstrate that if any particular data or the field is present inside that class, we can call by both way, by class, by making each of the object both. Hopefully it's clear, right?
Yeah.
Same new class. What this class is doing, it is not doing any specific thing, but this class is to demonstrate you, right, a particular class which is known as the class card, and it will have the multiple method inside this one, right? It has, we have defined the multiple methods also, if you see over here. Got it? But
Yeah.
for every corresponding method, we didn't write any statement. We are simply writing pass method, means whenever this start method will call, it will simply go to the next one. That is the intention of this. Means it will pass it. Means it is not having any content to print and it is not having any error, so that your program will hold at a particular line, right? So for that purpose, we have the pass as a keyword. So like this def, it is a predefined keyword in the Python. This pass is also one of the keyword into the Python, right? So the basic use of this one means whenever this function is getting called, no need to execute anything. You simply pass this one. Got it?
Yeah.
So this is the class that is known as car, and here these are the constructors. Constructor fields, brand, model, color, fuel, and you can easily understand now. This is the simply initialization of all the variables, right?
Yeah.
Forget about all these things. Come to the main method over here. In the main, okay, how we are going to create the object. So this is the constructor, right? For creating the object of this car class object, always what you have to do, you have to give these 4 fields inside that constructor, right? Then only your class object is going to be created. You cannot give more than 4 because you have defined it for the 4 features only, right?
Yeah.
Whatever the features you want to use, you can put into the constructor, and the same thing it is going to be taken as the input. So suppose if I am deleting this one, right? If I am deleting this one and if I will run this one, whether it will give any error or not? Yeah, it will give you error, right? See here, line number 24. What is in the line number 24? This is the line number 24. And it is saying that missing one required positional argument fuel, right? Because we have given all these values except one. So it will always work with the, and there may be a question into your mind, oh, sorry, that we have deleted this color, but why it is telling me the fuel one, the 4th one, right? Because it doesn't know which argument is missing, right? So it will always start calculating this one is the first, this one is the second, and this one is the third, and it will think that 4th field is missing. And what is the 4th field? So 4th field in the class is the fuel, right? So this is missing. It will not consider the value. It will consider based on the numbers, right? So first is the brand, second is the model, third is the color, and 4th is the fuel, right? Because of that, it is saying missing the fuel. But if we look at the syntax English, fuel is the diesel, but it will not consider what is the content inside that single quote you have passed. It will not identify, right? It will always ask for the number of the argument. First, number of the argument, and second, what the name of that argument you have given, right? While creating the constructor. Clear now?
Yeah.
So this is the car constructor, which is having the 4 field. If you pass this Hyundai, Verna, black, diesel, so corresponding, this will be mapped to your first argument, this will be the second, this will be third, this will be fourth. You can give like this one, and this is an object, right?
Yeah.
So what you can do now, we will print first the object, okay? We will first print the object. We will focus now on the line number 25 itself. See, it is giving you the memory location of the object, means your object is successfully created into somewhere in the memory, right? And this is the location. Got it?
Yeah.
Now, if an object is created somewhere in the memory, that object will have all the parameters with itself, right? Like the name, model, color, and fuel type, right? These are the 4 fields that object should have. Got it?
Yeah.
So if you want to print the fuel, why it will pick this diesel only? Because this fuel is the 4th parameter over here, and whatever the content you will pass the argument as a 4th parameter, it will print. instead of Diesel if you are writing your name, because it is a string, right? So whatever you will pass, it will take and it will print the same thing. So means this object is having all the property with itself. This example is to demonstrate that if you are creating any object, okay, that object will have all the features of the class present inside it, right? So like if you are writing over here inside the print and object name, and by that object name, if you put one dot, it will give you all the features. You can see this is the fuel, right? Come down, the brand name, if you want to print only brand name, if you want to print only color name, if you want to print only model, you can print it. Got it? So these are the argument, these are the features, these are the data members of that car class, right?
Yes.
So this one can be called directly. If you see brand, color, model, it can be fuel can be called directly without any argument and other things. But the same time, if I want to, because in my car class, some methods is also defined, right? Like a speed up, turns, and halt, drift. Other whatever the method name you will give, it will come over here. How you can be able to identify? So if you see this property is the red colors, it is showing you the M. M is the nothing but it is a method. Okay.
Yeah.
What will happen if I will call this start? What will happen? See, this start will always, because this is a method and method will always call by the small circular braces. Got it? But the features can be called directly without any braces. Got it? Now you can see here we have called the we are printing also the object dot start method, and down we are simply calling this object dot drift method, but we are not printing. So if I am running this example by this line number 27, right? If you look at the line number 27, that is the start method is getting called, right? What could be the output?
Oh.
No idea. Let's run, because if you are anywhere you are stucking, right, you can run it. If anything is wrong, it will give you the error warning. If it is not, it will give you the output. So let's run it and check it out.
Diesel.
So what is the output now? Diesel, and that is the output of this line 26. Let me put some comment over here so you can easily understand, right? Fuel type of car is, right? Fuel type of car is diesel, right?
Yeah.
What it is printing? Start, it is not printing any output. It is simply giving you the value none. Why?
Yes.
Because you have not defined any features into the method, right? You are simply passing it. Got it?
Yeah.
Let me go to this start, and instead of this pass, I'll write something. Let's see what could be the output. Car is going to start. You can give the meaningful name, okay, and the messages also. What it is doing? So now, if you are calling the start method, the content within that start method is executing, right?
Yeah.
And wherever you have not written any content, right? Instead of that, now you can see none, it is saying. Where it is saying none? Let me just cross verify this one. So this is the one object, right? Let me put this into print, then we can be able to judge whether this is printing the none or something else. Put some comment to get the correct understanding. Car, draped, something like that you can. Now we will rerun this example. So what we are getting, car draped is printing none, right? Because we are calling that function, it is printing none. Car fuel is printing the value diesel, and while creating the start method, it is also printing the car is going to start, right? That message is whatever we have given, that is printing. But why this none is coming, right? And one more thing, what will happen if I will write pass over here? This is the main intention, right, of this example. Focus over here. Before printing itself, I have written the pass. Okay. If I will run this one, what it is doing?
None.
None is always coming, right?
Yeah.
This printf is also coming. You need to verify why this none is coming. How you will verify? Simply try to replace this pass, all passes with some printf. Okay. All pass you can replace with some of the printf like this one. Remove all pass and write some printf. Okay. Now after that you run this one. See whether you are getting none or not. Because nowhere you have done the pass, right? That time you need to cross verify. Then what you can do, one by one, start, halt, drift, speed up, turns. One by one, you need to remove that printf and keep pass at a particular location, right? First time you can keep pass over here. Second time you can keep the pass over here. Third time pass over here. Like that, you can keep the pass, okay, to different location and see what is the means output syntax you are getting. Got it? Then only you will be able to come from where this none is coming and why it is coming. If you highlight on this one, it will give you the definition for this one. What it is saying, the pass statement is a null operation, right? Means it will not do any operation. It will simply, when it is executed, nothing happened. It is useful as a placeholder when a statement is required syntactically. Because what if you remove this one? If you remove this one, in the next line itself, you will get the error, right? You are getting the error over here. So to overcome this, we are making use of the pass. That is it is saying over here. It is useful as a placeholder. Means it will tell the next line that something is there, but don't bother what is there. Because the method definition will require something, right? Any of the definition, any of the printf, whatever it will require, but it will require something. That is what it is saying. Something is there, forget about that, you carry on your way. That is why it is told over here the placeholder, right? But no code need to be executed. Got it? For this pass, whatever the line number 13, whatever you will write is not going to be executed. It will simply pass that line. You just try to replace pass at different location with this different kind of the printf, and you need to check how we can make use of this pass. Got it? Got the task now?
Yeah.
Means you need to understand what is the use of pass. If you are keeping pass before any line, after any line, okay, and instead of one line only, you can put 4-5 lines, and in between that you can put pass. Just see the output, how the output you are getting. Got it?
Yeah.
I think it's not difficult, but it's a little bit lengthy process kind of a thing, right? Last time in last session, I talked for the static method.
Yeah.
You remember? Yeah.
Yeah.
The same thing I shown you that day, and I told you that you need to execute, but I guess that you didn't try it, right? About the static method. So this is the example to demonstrate the use of the static method. See, every classes I have created over here, the same, all the things I can put into a single class itself, but it will be like complex types. So because of that only, I have created a small snippet for each and everything over here. Okay. What it is saying, there is a class with the name try, okay, and this try is not having anything to it, right? So whenever object is getting created for this try, okay, it will not ask you any kind of the argument for the initialization, right? Because I have kept the pass key over here. Pass is provided over here means no initialization is required. Got it?
Yeah.
Now, if you see this method, def, and the method name is the hello, which will take one argument, right? And that argument you need to provide. Clear? You need to pass while creating the object, you need to provide, but their initialization is not compulsory as to the line number 3 because it is passing that argument, right? And this method is what it is saying. Whenever you are calling this hello method, okay, what it will do, it will print hello with the name. This syntax we have already seen in the example 1 and 2, right? The argument, whatever you are passing, the same thing it will print and it will return the name. What will happen? What could be the possible output if you are running this example? Just try to guess it.
Yeah. We're gonna ask you to define the name.
Okay. Anything else? See, if you look at the line number 11 and 12, don't think on what is in the 11 or what is in the 12. I want to guess you what is your understanding. If I am defining any class and inside that I have defined one method. That method is a static. Okay. That method is static. Now, what will be the output of this one? If I will execute this obj equal to try, okay, if I will call only this one, I will not execute this line number 12. Let me run, it will clear your concept. What you have seen over here?
No output.
No output. Why there is no output? Because it is having one method, right? And in that method, it is having the print line statement also. But why it is not printing? Because in the line number 11 of this example, you are simply creating the object of this try class, right?
Mm-hmm.
But after creating of that object, you are not doing anything. There may be a confusion that whether that object is getting created or not. So let me execute this one also. Why two line size? Let me execute this one. Means by this line number 12, if an object is created, it will give the some memory location of that object, right?
Yeah.
So it is saying that memory location is, it is printing. It means in memory object is getting created, but it is asking you how you are going to call this method, hello method. Till now you didn't call that hello method, right?
Yeah.
If you are not calling, Why, if I'm not calling you, why you will respond, right? Now, there is a possibility, two different possibility. First possibility, because object is created, okay, and with that object, I can be able to call the method which is defined inside this one, right?
Yeah.
And see, this hello is asking you one
Name.
but
Which,
argument, right? So that
yeah.
you can pass over here. Let me run this one now. See, so now whenever this method is getting called, it is coming to this line and it is printing the things, right?
Yeah.
A task for you now, a small task, only a small changes you need to do. As it is working according to the normal method only, right? Not
Yeah.
like the static method. Then what is the meaning of this static method? Why we are using over here, right? There may be a question into your mind.
Yes, sir.
Edit, if you highlight on this one, it will give you the definition for this one. But this definition will not make you clear the working of this one, right? What you have to do, you have to check how we can call this one without creating an object. How we will call this one? Without creating object of the try class, how you are going to call this hello method?
Simply, we're gonna define the name.
How we will define?
So,
See, if you remember the fruit class, remember the fruit class? There was one data member that is known as size, which is having a small. So whenever you are calling fruit dot size, it was giving you the same value, a small. But whenever you are calling that size with the object, right, orange dot size, it was also giving you the same size value, a small only, right?
yeah.
Now, correlate that example to this one. So with the obj object, you are calling this hello, it is printing, right? And I told that I have defined this method as a static noun, right? A static means without object, you can call this method. Without object creation, you can call this method. How? Class name through class name. Got it?
Yeah.
So one line task is there. You just in the after line number 13, what you can do? You write try, that is the name of the class, try dot hello. Like how we are calling in the object dot hello Python, right? In the line number 13, you are seeing that with the help of object, we are able to call that, right?
Yeah.
Now, same thing with the name of the class only, you need to call that method. That is the meaning of the static method. Clear, or you are having any doubt?
Yeah, I will try it and let you know. I'll try.
Static meaning means without creating object, with the class name itself, you can call that.
Yeah.
Let me write this one. Try, not this one. Try. I'll put one dot. You can see now hello is coming directly over here, right?
Yeah.
That method is available to try because of annotation. This you are seeing the static method, and before that at the rate sign is there, right?
Yeah.
At the rate is the inbuilt, which is saying that it is the annotation. Annotations means something which is already written into your Python. You are simply using that one in the single keyword annotation at the rate static method. If you look at the definition of this one, you will come to know. See, this is the definition of at the rate. You can see the example. So what you can do, you try this one. Okay.
Okay.
and check whether it is working fine or not.